Hey, Assalamu alaikum everyone. So welcome back, and today there are so many things that are going on around the world, and there's so many hot things that are happening right now. But one of the biggest one is Figma. So from Solana all the way to Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're gonna do some incredible technical analysis of some of the stock out there that I think are very very important to talk about all over the world. But right now, Figma launched the IPO and it is having an explosive IPO debut. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who are following me on the channel, you have different profession in life, okay? And one of those profession is probably web designing or UI UX designing. If you are, familiar with those terms, well, Figma is a platform, and I actually have Figma. If I type in Figma, I do have it on my laptop as well right now. So what Figma does is, if I open this one up in just a little bit, it is used to create web designs, right? It is used to create mobile design application, and Figma has been toe to toe with, going toe to toe with Adobe XD. Adobe XD is another platform that is used to create designs, and this is an article from Techie, and Figma has reached $50 billion moonshot in the stock market, because before this you couldn't be able to buy the stock of Figma. So you can see that this is one of the logo that I was designing for one of my clients as well. But the thing is, if I show you the whole overview, I think if we go back here, you can see that these are designs. Like, for example, this is a real estate design that I did. So this is used to be created on an application called Figma, where I can actually design something. I can sort of like drag things around. You can see I can drag those. I can go on and delete a picture if I wanted to, and the picture is gone. Now this Figma is amazing, right? It has been like the number one world's best web designing tool, and they're actually releasing a lot of AI features and whatnot. And AI, that's the reason why, especially the stocks in AI, are really mooning right now. So Fig is out, and if you missed on Fig, basically if you just write Fig on your tradingview.com, you go to tradingview.com, you can check this one on Nasdaq exchange. It's officially going to be listed on Nasdaq, and you can see it's just one huge candle because this is the first day. It is being released for the first day. So I did a TA, and on the 15 minutes time frame, I noticed something about it. Actually, we're gonna go all the way down to 5 minutes time frame, and let's talk about the 5 minutes time frame. So what I do see coming up for Figma is that there could be a retest down here to 113 and eventually bounce off from there, and we could see at least a move all the way up to 130.8. Now it actually shows that the pre-market is 139.15. Now if you don't know what pre-market is, if you guys are into crypto right now, don't bother about that. We're not going to talk about the pre-market and the post-market. Well, there's a pre-market where the market is not open just yet. That's why we called it pre-market. So people do trade in the pre-market as well, and in the pre-market it's trading at 138, because as you can see, this is a little bit of ascending triangle we had. And if the post market comes in and we see Figma retesting 112, we might actually see that moonshot all the way for a nice good profit of nearly 15%. Now people in stock have a lot of money, and 15% is huge for a day trade, for a quick trade, especially for a stock that is very 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 hot. So you basically can buy stock share of Figma. So Figma, as I told you, I've given you an introduction, because if you're wondering what the hell is going on, this is Figma. This is a web designing tool, and you can invest in Figma, company. And because it's a good company, they have amazing project. It is one of the best projects out there in terms of designing web application and phone application. And now Figma has launched their amazing stock, which you can buy shares. So some people were able to buy at 33 when it was absolutely low, and they have been making a lot of money out of this thing. So if you guys want to get some more insights for this one, you might actually enter our Telegram as well. Message our assistant, and she's going to guide you on how you can enter. This is the reason why I'm telling you, enter that place so that you can get further or early updates regarding amazing stocks out there in the world. So not only are you going to get TAs, but some amazing updates in the future. Okay, Bitcoin on the other hand is performing a little bit slow. in the stock market department as well. So Bitcoin is just sideways right now. A little bit of a pump here and there. I do get it, but yeah, let's actually do a TA on Bitcoin as well here. So if we go on the 15 minutes time frame and check the 15 minutes time frame, we could actually see that Bitcoin is probably ready for a move to the downside, or maybe we could still see a lengthy consolidation because it has been consolidating for quite some time. So this is Bitcoin's consolidation right now, and it came down again to the support level. So if Bitcoin has to go back up again, we might actually see Bitcoin moving to 2.57% move to the upside because of the consolidation that we're looking for Bitcoin. And if you do go below that trend line, we could actually see Bitcoin completely going to the downside. Let's actually do SPX, which is S&P 500. Now S&P 500, I've even mentioned this on the Discord that these are one of those coins that stock move Bitcoin, right? Sorry, S&P 500 is responsible for moving Bitcoin. Just like Bitcoin is responsible to move altcoin. We saw Bitcoin dropping down yesterday, and it has moved from $118 to $115. But do you know why? Because you're going to see SPX dropping first. I mean, just try to observe this one day. Try to observe SPX one day. Open up the S&P 500 chart, and you're going to notice that Bitcoin doesn't drop first. SPX drops first. When SPX drops, now this one dropped like 1.29%, then it actually causes Bitcoin to drop to the downside. So if we go back and we see Bitcoin, then this one right here, this was from 118 all the way down. So 1% drop of S&P was 4% of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is like an altcoin in front of SPX. And SPX, okay, SPX is confusing, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It says S&P 500, but in the S&P 500, these are the top 500 companies in the world in terms of their market cap that are inside this one huge stock. Okay, so we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about Microsoft, all these things combined together, the top big 500 companies in the world. Ethereum, on the other hand, if we do a quick TA on Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum right now is dropping down, and there is a pattern for Ethereum. I'm going to show you very quickly. On the 4-hour time frame, we do have this Ethereum going on right now. So it is dropping from the rising wedge. We have a little bit of a rising wedge right now. I think there's going to be a little bit of a retest back to the wedge support, 3828, and then probably a rejection. From that rejection, we could actually see a 12.34% move to the downside. Another thing is actually going to be, I think, NVIDIA. Okay, so NVIDIA is another graphic card. Everyone should know about NVIDIA. The reason is because these are graphic card companies that you guys still yet do not know about it. So NVIDIA has entered the $4 trillion department, but I don't see any significant change right now. There is a technical target to move all the way to like 262 right now, and that can actually be a huge price increase of 46%. But there is also a chance to see NVIDIA dropping to retest 145. In my opinion, if you go below 163, you can actually expect the stock to continue to go all the way down to 145. So if anyone is trading NVIDIA, put your stop losses, right? Work with stop losses. And yeah, NVIDIA is pretty hot. It is working pretty awesome at the moment. We haven't talked about Cardano. Let's do Cardano very, very quickly. Okay, so Cardano, right here on the 4-hour time frame, it does look as if we have this left shoulder, we have the head here, and we have the right shoulder on Cardano. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sideways pattern, and I'm going to drop in the sideways pattern here. And I think, yes, we have actually dropped below this neckline, and the retest can happen for Cardano. And if we do actually see a failure of a retest just all the way up to 0.76, we can see the drop to 0.6 as well. So I think there's one more thing that we're going to talk about, and that is Apple, because Apple is another stock market exchange that is making an amazing entry opportunity. So I've talked about this before, and I'm gonna actually talk about it again. Apple looks like a very good entry right now. If anyone is trading stock, hey, crypto guys, if you really want to expand your options, guys, don't stick only with crypto. uh, as long as you're a trader, I think it is actually a cool idea to expand your knowledge all the way to even stocks, because at the end of the day, they have big volume, right? So this was a good entry. This was pretty much a good entry right there. Another good entry right over here. And we're actually coming down again. And keep in mind, we have a very bullish chart pattern known as ascending triangle. So this is a good idea. I mean, it is a good idea to try it out, because if you enter at 207 and you put a stop loss, you can just risk 2.4%, which is not a big deal, right? So it comes in as a very good risk reward ratio, because from 2.29%, we could actually see this thing actually moving all the way up to 17.88% as well. Let's actually check some news as well. So one very interesting, news that I actually found is that what is the difference between inflation and the Fed, right? So as the new tariff keep coming out, the economy on edge for 2 more months. The Federal Reserve will also try to work out what the effect will be. On Wednesday, today's Friday, so 2 days ago, Powell said the central bank policymakers thought there was still a long way to go to really understand what the effects will be and how the duties will play out. That could mean interest rates are likely to remain on hold. So we did see an interest rate 2 days ago, which was pretty sideways, and then we saw Bitcoin dropping just a little bit, but it's still very strong. Just going from 118 to 115 is not a very big drop, honestly. Like 3-4% is not a big deal. But altcoin are actually dropping down. Powell laid out his thinking, saying if you move too soon, you wind up maybe not getting inflation all the way fixed, and you have to come back. That's inefficient. If you move too late, you might do unnecessary damage to the labor market. Even during Powell's news conference, Trump announced more tariffs on copper imports. Inflation remains above the central bank 2% target, and has started to take up recently in June. All right, so basically, this news, you might wonder what is this news going on. So Trump, right, the U.S. president, he actually had this meeting with Powell, who is the guy that is behind the Fed, and he actually announces all this interest cut and whatnot. If you remember this famous Bitcoin bear market back in the days when Bitcoin was dropping very, very badly, to all the way down to from $69,000, and it was actually coming down to $21,000. So we're talking about this bear market previously. Right now we are in an uptrend right now, but the thing is that this whole bear market was caused by interest. The interest was rising. That means that the dollar was getting very, very, very strong, right? So what this tariff is happening is that they have different dealings with different country, and these dealings, basically there is a tariff which is a tax imposed on different countries, and it is between, I think, like you could see 25% to 35% for Canada and Mexico. And for this one, Canadian Prime Minister is not happy, right? I am actually not going to go into the very technical details of what a tariff really is, but let's just say it is how Trump is charging for any tax duty, custom duty. You import a phone, and then you have to pay this amount of money for importing a phone from another country. You have a relative sitting in another country. You're sending your phone for $100, and now you have to pay $25 for sending that phone. These are known as tariff. So as more tariff increases for the US, the dollar is going to get a little bit more stronger. And then you have the interest rate. If the interest rate decreases a little bit, then that means that the dollar is going to go a little bit down. And when the dollar goes down, that means that Bitcoin is going to start to move to the upside. And if you want to look at the dollar strength, you can go to the USDT.D, and this can actually be the dominance of the dollar. So dominance of the dollar right now, if we actually look at the chart of the dollar dominance, it has been quite sideways, at least for now, on this daily time frame. And we have broken the downtrend of the dollar, the uptrend of the dollar, which also means it can be pretty amazing for altcoins. So you are climbing all the way to the upside, and you can see that this is for the first time you broke below it. So there is a chance of looking at the dollar dominance actually falling to 0. I'm not going to say it's definitely going to go down there, but yes, there is a chance that the dominance can actually come down, and it is expected by September. So we're going to see what happens in September. For that one, do make sure you're following us, join our Telegram to stay up to date with all these updates, so that you can trade much better. And that's it for the video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Love you.